Good evening. There was a little bit of history made at Headingley today where Yorkshire met Somerset in the quarter-final of the Benson and Hedges competition, the very first time that they'd met, although Yorkshire had been the losing finalists in the first Benson and Hedges final in 1972 when they lost to Leicester, and Somerset, their best performance, the semi-finals in 1974 and 78. Well, the teams today showed two changes as far as Yorkshire were concerned because they hoped to play their two fast bowlers, Sidebottom and Ramage, but both proved unfit. And so into their side came Mark Johnson, a useful all-round utility player. For Somerset, well, their performance, they decided to bring in Popplewell, Nigel Popplewell, as an all-rounder in place of Dennis Breakwell, the slow left-hander. And as always in the Benson and Hedges competition this season as an experiment, they were playing under the rules where they had to have 4 fielders inside a circle 30 yards away from the middle stump. This law has been used as an experiment this season in this competition to try and counteract defensive play. Well, Brian Rose, the Somerset captain, had no hesitation in asking Yorkshire to bat after he won the toss, and Yorkshire made a slow start. We're going to join it in the 8th over. The score is 12 for no wicket, and Ian Botham is bowling to Martin Moxon. The commentators, Fred Truman and Tony Lewis.
Magnificent square cut there from Moxon. What a fine player this young man looks already in the first 25 minutes of a highly competitive match. Moxon, who began his career with a first-class 100, and showing that anything short to him and wide is dealt with in no uncertain fashion.
Popplewell, he looked to have stopped it, but it slipped through. 4 runs. And there's the progress. 11 overs bowled, 23 for no wicket. It's Moxon who scored 12 and Boycott 11. Down the wicket, and one of his favourite shots wide of mid-on. 4 runs all the way.
And Brian Rose, away there at cover, has taken the first catch and the first wicket. Geoffrey Boycott, the man out, trying to force the score along. Rose bowled Marks, a very good spell of bowling from Vic Marks. 21 to Boycott. Moxon is 22 not out, 44 for 1, and we're in the 19th over. And that's how Boycott was dismissed. Not quite to the pitch of the ball, but may well have been trying to hit it over the top. Rose taking the catch. 44 for 1 after 19 overs. Here's Hallam Mosley. And he's given, the second wicket goes. Moxon is out. LBW to Mosley for 22. 40 for 2 now. Mosley strikes. And what was beginning to look like a very good start for Yorkshire suddenly has become a mini collapse. Nice stroke. Typical John Hampshire shot off the pads there. The misfield under pressure. And good running between the wickets between Hampshire and Appy. 3 to Hampshire then. Six overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 10 Vic Marks, and that total of 48 for 2. Shot. Lovely stroke that from John Hampshire.
Magnificent shot by John. The gap was there. He played the ball straight through the gap.
Half century comes up, 53 for 2 now. Another field change. Brian Rose comes across to mid-off now. Safely away. Over mid-off. Not even Joel Garner could reach that. And Bill Athey has now gone on to 6.
England captain. Both of them has bowled 5 overs so far. This is second spell. Got everything it deserved. It was a very gently paced long hop, and that's what they usually end up. Nicely placed. Deep mid-wicket, and it beats even Viv Richards.
I think that's the best shot Bill Athey has played this morning. He got back on his stumps, let the ball come to him and clipped it away through mid-wicket.
Hampshire 31, Athey 23, 34 overs bowled. The gap this time. Vic marks. And the ball seemed to gather speed down that hill. And they've run 4.
At the age of 40, he's run 4.
John Hampshire, the half volley.
Half volley, hit straight. Magnificent shot by John Hampshire.
Well, Hampshire's played really well for Yorkshire this morning. A little unsettling for the England captain.
I think Ian Botham thought that was very close. Slightly short of a length. John Hampshire went back, and again I think that was going down the leg side.
From John Hampshire, his half-century coming in when Yorkshire were 44 for 2. So here's the first ball of the 42nd over. Colin Dredge, his 6th over, and he's bowling to Hampshire. Peter Denning at mid-wicket, and a good straightforward catch there. The 3rd wicket goes down at 141, and what a good partnership that's been between Hampshire and Athey. 97 in 78 minutes, and ended by the catch by Peter Denning.
I think that possibly Jackie Hampshire would have been better trying to hit that ball back past the bowler instead of trying to get it a little bit too square.
Richards, oh, beautifully taken. Not the normal sort of chance you'd see flying away down there to backward point on the boundary, but Richards, a little joke with the crowd there who were barracking him just as he was about to take that, but it was a beautifully taken catch. Oh, it's miscued in the air, and Dredge is coming around under 2 other fielders, but Dredge will take it and does so quite comfortably. 172 for 5 now, Yorkshire, with Jim Love caught and bowled Colin Dredge.
That's it. 50 to Bill Athey. And a generous round of applause from the Headingley crowd.
Good, clean strike. Beats the fielder, 4 runs.
Well, Yorkshire, in pursuit of runs, eventually fell away to 221 for 9 from 55 overs. The two important innings coming from Bill Athey back to his best form, a superb innings out of 58, and John Hampshire as well. His 58 was full of splendid strokes. A run out and 3 wickets to Joel Garner, rounding off the Yorkshire innings at 221 for 9 from 55 overs. That's a striking rate of just over 4 runs per over. The Somerset bowling, well, Garner's 3 for 32, tight and containing as ever. The most expensive bowler was Dredge, 3 for 72, always difficult to be the third or fourth seamer in this sort of competition. And good spells coming from Vic Marks and Hallam Mosley. Well, Somerset set off their target 222, and they reached 39 for no wicket when we joined the match in the 14th over. Mark Johnson is bowling to Peter Denning, who's on 19. The commentators are Fred Truman and Richie Bennett.
Once again, too short from Johnson. Takes the penalty.
Through the gap. Geoffrey Boycott is the man who has to give up the chase. Sweetly timed and well placed. Oh, sweetly timed.
Fine on drive there by Brian Rose.
Around the wicket. One run enough to give Peter Denning his 50. Opening partnership between Brian Rose and Peter Denning, and Somerset well on their way to the victory over Yorkshire. That's a better shot. That'll beat the fielder.
How much more he kept his head down there and stayed with the ball. Much better shot altogether.
Well, it looks to have gone many a mile. 1, 2, couple of bounces, and it's 4 more runs to Brian Rose. Well, he played it there over the top of cover. There's no stopping these left-handers. Graham Stevenson tried around the wicket. Now he's over the wicket. He has at last a reward for his efforts. Many things have gone badly for Graham Stevenson today. He conceded 10 runs off his first over, 35 runs off his 7, but now in the 8th over, he dismisses Peter Denning. Well, more than an inquiry, I think, almost a demand. Through the extra cover.
Once again, Tony, he was given the opportunity to show his strong suit. Up outside the off stump. A fine shot.
Well, they failed to keep that one out. And so Neil Hartley has had, I think, just dessert for his good, steady effort.
Somerset losing their second wicket. Inside edge for Brian Rose, pulling that onto his middle and leg, and that's a second wicket for Yorkshire. The total now 142 for 2.
Oh, the confidence of the man. Just stood aside, backed away, exposed the stumps and crashed it to the boundary.
Treated with complete contempt there. Suddenly decided to stand outside his leg stump and then smacked it into the pavilion. As though to say, you've no right to be bowling at me.
maybe he hasn't, because that's a 6. With great subtlety, Jeff Boycott changed to around the wicket.
This is the way Viv Richards hit this 6. Just nice and easy. About 14 rows back on the popular side.
LBW, Peter Roebuck, a long time for the decision to come. The ball running away down through the slips, and York should take another wicket. 179 for 3. 28 to Richards. Both of them about to face his second delivery. Ball in. 4 down. 182 for 4. Both of them for naught. Richards 28 not out, and we're in the 46th over.
Ian Botham, the England captain, he just hit the ball in the middle, but missing that completely as he goes for another drive, and the ball hitting middle and off. That's a second wicket for Neil Hartley.
His city band. After 3 decades.
Goodness me. In many ways, this fellow's a tremendous character. Here we are under tremendous pressure.
The thing is, he's so far outside the leg stump, he's hit it off middle and off. Tremendous blow.
Beautifully placed. Not a bad delivery, but a really good stroke there from Viv Richards. Bring up the 200 for Somerset. 201 for 4. Shot. That's why it might matter in the end, because it might be over before the 55 overs. In the air. He's got it! Good catch! Richards has gone. 212 for 5. Richards goes for 47. Cordathi bowled Johnson. And a sigh of relief there from Bill Athey, who must have had awful trouble picking it up in the background. Just took the pace off it, Jeff Boycott. Only the single, he saved possibly a couple of runs there.
And eventually he gets out.
Yeah.
But then he's chased throughout the entire show by Javert.
Well, he's paroled, and he breaks his parole because he's still a prisoner, effectively.